am headed over to RTS support. It's the bereavement support held at the hospital that Jack was born at. I wasn't planning on going, but I really want to go and support my friends. So I'm going to go to this one and never again. Just kidding. I can't say that. So anyways, I'm going tonight. I thought I would talk about, real quickly on my way, about how it felt the first time, why it took me 4 years to finally go to group support, because I know that a lot of people that need to go don't go because they feel like I felt, which was terrified. I was so scared to go into this group of people who I knew felt just like I did and assumed they were just as terrified. And even though I knew I belonged to that new club, the Parents with Dead Children Club, I was still terrified to go. I still felt like they're all going to know each other. I'm not going to know anybody. And that was really scary to me. And the first time I went, it was actually Jory's coworker that talked me into going, because her and her husband go. And I kind of just needed that, even though I'd never met her, didn't know her, I just needed someone to be there that I sort of knew. The first meeting, it was so scary because they start out going around in a circle introducing ourselves, and I think I was last, so that was awesome. But so we went around, and you know, the first lady to talk had literally like 2 days before had lost her baby. So seeing her tell her story and be brave and cry and be able to do that, it gave me hope that, okay, I can totally do this. When it came my turn, I so couldn't do it. I think I got my name out and maybe Jack's name, and I couldn't. I was so upset. I did not want to have a breakdown, and I thought if I started crying I'd never quit. So I lost control. I couldn't do it. But it's something that I think every bereaved parent needs to do, is to go to group. And find a group that works for you, because to tell you the truth, this RTS group, it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't give me what I need out of it, because everyone is different. So it's not that they're doing anything wrong, it's just that what I need, what I need isn't what RTS has to provide. And so I literally go just for the families that go, for the moms and dads that I've met. So I found a group that does work for me, and thankfully, just pulling in. So thankfully I did find a group that really works for me, that provides me with education. It teaches me how to deal with my grief, gives me grief tools in order to deal with certain situations that come up every day. My hair's still wet. So keep going to group, and you know, try out different ones. There's the Miss Foundation, which is the one that I go to, that it actually, instead of just support, the facilitators are educated with degrees, and they're psych nurses, they're PhDs, they're masters in psychology, social workers. They're all really educated, and so when you're telling your story or how you're doing now, you know, they kind of pull out the feelings that you're not sharing because you're too scared or uncomfortable, or they kind of pull those out. It's kind of like independent therapy within the support, but like so much better. But I've learned so much about grief from Miss that it's actually helping me. It's not just a place to go and vent and be sad, or to be Jack's mom, but I'm learning tools on how to get through the day when, you know, you go to a store and there's a 4-year-old and the mother's yelling at him, or you know, you'd see a pregnant woman, or whatever the case may be. Things that used to trigger me, that would get me really upset, I now have tools. They still trigger me, don't get me wrong, but I have tools on how to deal with it. I've learned a lot of different things like meditation and journaling and memorializing, and I mean, I've learned a lot of different tools on how to handle those situations so I don't become a basket case in public, because it happens, and now I can better handle those situations. So anyways, group support is really important, and I think that if you're not going, that you really need to. As terrified and scared as you are, you're not alone. We all feel the same way. I've been going since August. It's now February, and I did have the benefit of having the Miss Foundation provided workshops from November to January. They were every week. So it's kind of like I got 6 months of group support in 3. It really, well, yeah, way more than that. Like, I feel like I kind of got like a year's worth of support help in such a short time frame. And it really helped me, and has continued to help me to keep seeking that help and support from others. Plus, everyone there is so nice and so caring and so loving, and, you know, and you'll learn, if you haven't already, that friends become strangers and strangers become friends. It has come true so clearly when you need that little extra bit of support. And, you know, sometimes your friends and family, you know, to be honest, they kind of get tired. Well, it feels like they get tired of hearing you whine that you don't have your kid with you. It's because they don't understand. And I get that. I do. But when they're not there for you, all of these new moms and dads that know exactly how you feel are there for you. They're, you know, you can swap phone numbers. They're online all the time. There's so much support provided. It's amazing. So I highly suggest finding a Miss Foundation group in your area. They're all over the world. So even if you're not in the US, you can find them. They have online support groups as well. So if you don't have a group in your state or your country, there are online support as well. And they're on Facebook. For me, RTS is also really hard because it's at the hospital. So every time I come here, it's just, you flash back to that night, or that early morning that I came before Jack was born. So it's a struggle just to come to the hospital. I don't like that it's at the hospital. This is on the opposite side of the Mother Center, whatever it's called. So I don't have to go over there, but it's still at the hospital. And it makes it really difficult to come here. So for anyone that is in Arizona that delivered at the Banner Desert Hospital, know that there's more support groups than just what RTS provides. And I'm thankful that RTS even provides support, because not every hospital does. I would imagine that very few hospitals do, actually. So anyways, so I'm here. It's 6:39. I have to go in at 7, so I'm gonna have a cigarette, and I'm pretty sure this video is long enough, so